Hello, hello, and welcome in, everybody. I hope that you're all doing really well. Can you hear and see me all right? I'm quite white, aren't I? Actually, don't know what's going on with the camera. How is everybody? I'm just going to wait for a few of you just to get on here. I've got my chamomile tea. Hi, Island Girl, Eric. Hello, Eric. How are you? And we've got Lottie, we've got Karen. To you. So nice to see you guys. Thank you for being here. We've got Levon, we've got Cello. Where are you guys from? Where are you watching from? Cello, I'm glad that you're back. Oh, I'm so pleased, Karen. We've got Mila. Hello. We've got Toronto in the house. Hello, Rich. We've got Jersey in the house. We've got England, Connecticut. Oh my gosh, you guys, literally from all over the world. Frank from California. Eric from North America, Virgin Islands, GM Rudy. I've got Ireland, Tampa, Florida from Adventures with Seraphim. I love that name. I love it. Your handles are amazing. We've got Ian in Orkney in Scotland. We've got Texas. Wow, we've got Tennessee. Oh my God, this is like literally blowing my mind. We've got Vladimir from Serbia. We got Australia in the house, bless you. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning. We've got Calgary, got Texas. Hey, my angel Alfie. Hello, my dear. We got Southeast UK, Minxie Moon, Texas. Oh, wow. Hello, Special K. Vancouver, Ireland in Canada. It is worldwide, Ian. This is worldwide. Yes, it's literally 9:02. We got Netherlands. And you see aeroplanes. Yes. So, guys, how has this week been? How is everyone doing? Those of you, literally, how many of you got? We've got 50 of you here. Please do smash that like button because you know that it gets all that information out there. Hello, One Love. Yeah, it gets all that information out there to other people who might actually, need it or want it. Hello, TJ. Good evening. Yes. So please do smash that like button, my friends. So today we're just doing a chilled one. I was literally just gonna just answer your questions. So if there is anything that is on your mind or something that maybe you want answers to, something that's been bothering you, just get your questions in. I will be answering them. We've got Ricky and Dorset. Oh, thank you, Hollywood. Thank you. That's so sweet of you. Like you remember me, but it's kind of nasty. One Love. Like if you remember, but this is AKA nasty. Oh, okay. Okay. Is that your name from before? Working on healing, I finally put all the puzzle pieces together and realized what was going on. You see, this is what is important, is understanding and being aware, knowing what has been happening, what's been going on. I think that is what is important here, is actually knowing what was going on and seeing it, having awareness. Isn't it like, isn't life different when you have awareness, when you understand what's going on? It just makes it makes it a little bit easier and a bit more pleasurable, doesn't it? Oh, your name was nasty before, One Love. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Right, I get it. I get it. Hello from the Philippines as well, Mian. Hello, welcome in. Mina says it's difficult for me and my ex-narcissist discarded me and buys a new car to provoke me and talks bad about me and does like he was the victim. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like that is them. That is them all over, pretending to be the victim. It's victim mentality. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is. Is so people feel sorry for them, that they are the ones that are hard done by. Like all these things were done to them. Like seriously. You see, that's a clear indicator. As I was saying that, I was just thinking that that's a clear indicator, right? You know, when someone just moves on and is with someone else, like straight away, or they go and buy things to make themselves feel better. That shows to me that actually they have not been hurt. They are just literally deflecting, and they are the ones that always they look like, and they pretend to be the victim, or they look like they are the victim. Those are the ones you got to look out for. Those people who stay in healing, who want to do better for themselves, okay, want to better themselves, they are the ones that don't like show it. They just get on with it. They do it like me and you, my friends, like me and you. So that's like a huge indicator. That's what I kind of talk about, with my clients when they say, oh, well, they look like they're doing so well and they've got their life all together. Guys, you've got to look at the behavior, not what is being shown. So the behavior is all about deflection, right? Yeah, they have mostly the same patterns. You're absolutely right. That is exactly right. Paul says, still working on myself mentally and physically after 12 months, after a 3-year narcissistic relationship. Bless you, Paul. You got to keep going. And I think that's amazing. And you know what? There is no kind of like time frame of how long this takes, or how long, it will be, or how short it is. And I know that a lot of you, do ask, and in the comments, in the videos, and you're like, how long does this take? And I know it's really uncomfortable. I know, like, where you are right now, for some of you, it can be really uncomfortable, because it is, let's face it, healing isn't for the faint-hearted, and doing the inner work is tough. It's tough because you're kind of like looking at yourself from the inside out, and you're thinking, what is it that I need to know about myself? And sometimes the truth is uncomfortable. But you know what? It's better knowing the truth rather than not knowing it, rather than going around blind and just, like what they do, deflecting. You never grow. You never get anywhere in life. So ultimately, it does take time. It's not linear, because our emotions are not linear. You know that, my friends. So it does take time. But you know what? It's okay. Where's the rush? And I think that's what we've got to get comfortable in, is sitting actually in that, and knowing that, all right, there's no rush. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but we can learn a lot about ourselves in those moments. Life is up and down. It's not always meant to be comfortable. And I know it's not always like that. But we have to experience the dark in order to experience the light, you know? So, yeah, I hope that helps. Oh, you're very welcome, Aaron. I'm really glad that the videos have been helping. I really am. TD says, why does my husband constantly try to come back after 6 affairs? I'm broke and don't know how to deal with round 7. TD, bless you. Oh, do you know what? That's so mean. 6 affairs. Do you know what I would say to you is this? I know that you love him, or I understand that you still love him, and you would probably want nothing more than to get back with your husband and for this to be all right. But I mean, 6 affairs, 6 times, and now he wants to come back in. What makes you think that he has actually changed? Has he done any of the work? Has he even said sorry to you? Um, and I know it probably can seem quite daunting to have to be on your own, or having some time out. But I think a lot of this is done on his time frame. Why, he's choosing to come back now. Why now? Are you ready to take him back? What do you want to do? That's what you need to really look at. Is like, what do you want to do? He wants to come back in, but is that necessarily okay for you? Is that something that you want? So I think in this situation, you really, really have to think about your needs and where you want to go from here. Okay. That is what is important. You are the most important. Guys, there's like over 70 of you here. Please do smash that like button. Those of you that are not in the chat, that's absolutely fine. Thank you for watching, and thank you for being here. Please do hit that like button, because it really helps to get that content out there. Thank you. Thank you so much. Gypsy Soul Productions. Oh gosh, you've disappeared. Where are you? There you are. Thank you for being here. My narcissist ex girlfriend keeps on gaslighting me with the new supply. How is he giving her special treatment when I started when I started leaving her, but she kept gaslighting me until I get under her trap. She sent after some days again, nothing happened. And I blocked her back. Now she's unblocked me again. Do you know what, Gypsy Soul Productions? Do you know what I would say to you? It looks like that person is trying to get your attention by getting under your skin to try and get some sort of reaction from you. That's what I feel like is going on here. So they're trying to get some sort of reaction from you. Don't do it. Don't do it. And I know it's really hard seeing your ex with someone else. Like that is quite harsh. That especially when you have to work with them. But what I would say to you is don't engage in the games, the blocking, the unblocking. I mean, what is that about? Are we like in school again here? You know, just you take control. You understand what is good for you. And again, it's like, see, we're always considering what someone else wants or what's going on for them. This isn't what that's about. This is about you and what you want. Okay. Hello, Stephen. Good evening to you too. This is about like really understanding what it is that you want, not what someone else wants and needs. This is about you. So, how do you protect yourself? But this is about putting boundaries in place. And also, what I would say to you is stop giving that person attention or any type of regard at all because they're playing games. This is mind games. They know how it's going to affect you. They know how it's going to make you feel. So don't fall into that trap. That's what I would say. I hope that helps. Anoushka, everyone always says when you have a loved one involved with a narcissist that you can't do anything, they need to do it without getting organized with a private investigator and a good lawyer. Huh? Getting organized with a private investigator and a good lawyer. Yeah, some people might want to take that route with a private investigator and a good lawyer. But when you, yeah, of course, to protect yourself, to get evidence, absolutely. But this is about, again, this is about what you want to do going forward. And if you are in a court and you obviously need to get evidence, then yeah, that can really help for sure. GM says, I blocked her everywhere. Hello, Karen. GM says, I blocked her everywhere, including LinkedIn. But then her mates started reaching out with message invites. It's sad. It's completely ignorant. It's sad and completely ignorant. Yeah, like, why are they reaching out? So obviously, well, look, I don't know about you guys, but you know what? There's Valentine's Day this week. So they possibly will be ramping up the trying to get some engagement out of you, trying to get your attention. I am sure that they're going to be doing something like this. Okay. And I feel like reaching out to you because they can't do it directly. This is exactly what they do. This is exactly what they do. They want to get attention. And especially like when there's like, like when there's holidays or some sort of birthdays or like kind of like the special days, like, obviously Valentine's Day, they are going to be wanting to reach out to get some sort of attention from you, some sort of something, because again, especially those of you that have been in relationships with them, this seems like the best kind of time to do that. You know why? Because they know that it's a day where everyone thinks about love, when everyone thinks about, like relationships and things like that. So, yeah. So do expect that and do be aware that this could be something that could be happening. But them reaching out like on LinkedIn and all of that, yeah. Like, why would their friends be doing that? Because obviously, they've obviously been talking about you. I do wonder, talking about you. And obviously the narcissist would have said, like, yeah, go and check, go and check. Deb says, block, block, block all texts and incoming calls if plausible. Yeah, exactly. Oh, LT says, I was meaning that if the loved one eventually splits up, you can be organized because of their head will be gone. Yes, This is so true. All right, I see what you meant now. Yes, sorry. Yeah, because it's really like this is a real thing, and I was talking about this in the video earlier this week, last week, end of last week. And I was talking about how no one understands what you have been through. And you're right, like when that person has come out of these dynamics, this is then when you can actually get some sort of sense out of them. Can you see how powerful trauma is and what it does to your mind, what it does to your brain, your emotions? Like literally your whole body, your whole system, everything is taken over. This is what is happening, my friends, to so many of you, to so many of us who have gone through these experiences. You know, we feel like we cannot do anything but just think about that because we have been so traumatized, because there's so much that has happened. There's so much stress. We're probably quite anxious, maybe even depression, trying to figure this out. Can you see how they actually ruin your life? Like how they actually do so much, you know? That is why that person cannot think about anything but the narcissist, anything that is going on or happening for them but this person. And it's really sad that it is like this, but this is what trauma does. Do you remember? I talked about this quite a lot. The fight, flight, or freeze. You're either in one of those three scenarios. So when the trigger, aka the narcissist, is gone, this is when that person can start to think correctly, start to think about themselves, start to be able to even form a sentence. Like some of it is so severe that it does actually happen, so and then obviously then there's that whole period of healing. But yeah, this is a real thing, my friends. And this is why I always say stop thinking about them, stop worrying about them, stop putting all your energy on that person, because honestly, look at what is happening here. Look at what is going on here. This is where you have to put yourself first every single time, no matter what the scenarios, you put yourself first. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. Jan says, when you feel like crap, watch more post help narc abuse just to help me enforce. Yes. And I think, yes, you're right, Jan. I think that's also quite important. Knowledge is power. I've always said this. Haven't I, guys? Like knowledge is power. All right. So when you learn about this, when you know what has happened, what is happening, and what is going to happen, this is what helps you to elevate your mindset. Even though maybe some of you keep rewatching those videos on YouTube, or you keep rereading those blogs, that is what is important, is to still keep reinforcing that information. And remember, when I talk about neuroscience, understand something, repetition is the way that our brain takes information. Like sometimes, I don't know if any of you guys do this, because I do. I'll watch a film, one that I really like, loads and loads of times, even though I know all the words to it. Like, for example, I know I said this a few months ago, but like Home Alone. I mean, who hasn't watched Home Alone at Christmas? Like, I know every single word that Kevin says. I literally do. And I could be in the movie because I've learnt the words, off by heart. And what else do I really like watching? Harry Potter. Like I know all the words, I know what's going to happen. But then the thing is, there's safety in that, isn't it? There's safety in that. Okay. And so when you are repeating the same thing over and over, that is how you are remembering. What you're doing is you're fusing new neural pathways. And that familiarity, because you get used to doing it, that is how you learn. So those of you who are, like right at the beginning of your healing journey, what I would say to you is do watch the narcissistic abuse videos, like so that you know what is going on, what is happening, and then obviously as you evolve, as you heal along this journey, watch the other videos that can really help you kind of understand what has happened. This is really, really good. 77 Balbina says, I know he needs to stay in the past, but I do have depression and I'm scared of meeting him on the street. It's not easy. Oh, bless you, my friend. Bless you. Okay, look, what you're doing is you're living in fear. I know when you stay in fear, it prevents you from moving forward. Okay. And you know what's the worst case scenario? This is what you got to think about, right? Maybe even journal this, okay? Think about it. What is the worst case scenario? You see him. So think about it. Maybe you have already visualized this. Maybe you even thought about it. Like what would happen? So say, for example, you do see him out. And what would you do? Would you go up and say hi? Would you walk past? Would you completely, I don't know, ignore him, blank him? What would you do? What would happen if he came up to you and said hi? Or he walked past you and completely ignored you? What would that feel like? What would that mean to you? Maybe journal on this and just think to yourself, is that person really that important? Do you really need to feel scared or in fear of him? He's just another person. So I feel like if you take that person off the pedestal, who are they really? Are they really that important? So this is about minimizing the impact in your mind. This is what will help you to move forward. And staying in the past will keep you a victim of your past. This is where this is where you've got to think, no, I'm not going out like this. I'm not going down like this. This is where you've got to think, you know what? I'm going to do good. I'm going to be all right. And if you stay and if you think like this, if you override your fear, this will help with your depression and this will help with the negative loop thinking. Okay. So try and journal those things. See how you get on. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know in the comments how you do get on. Hope that's helped. Eric Jackson says, yeah, the knowledge becomes like a second nature and a working part of the mind. This is very true. It does. You just so get used to it and you just know, don't you, Eric? I know, Eric, you've been here for a while. I'm sure you know like so much because you've been here on this channel. You've been like literally a founding kind of like community member here. Eventually, the scales of the prejudice, the fall, and the return to mental and emotional health is returned. Thank you. Yes, peace is restored. Peace is so restored, isn't it? Because you learn, because you know, and you know what, you understand. And I feel like that is what is really important is when you understand what is going on, what is happening. You know, knowledge is power. This is what is going to give you the strength. So you're not always going to be triggered or you're not always going to be kind of anticipating or is stressed like, what's going to happen next? Is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? You just know because you have educated yourself. You've got enough knowledge so that you know. Guys, please do press that like button. We've got over 80 of you here. Those of you that are watching and not on the chat, that's absolutely fine. Thank you for being here, my friends. But please do press that like button. Thank you so much to all of you who have already pressed that like button. Thank you. ASD says, I think NARC triggers CPTS in me after discard. Oh, bless you. It probably is true. Yeah. I didn't hear from them almost 2 months and I'm getting better. This is good. My job suffered because of the CPTS. NARCs are worse for mental health and physical health. So your PTSD, your CPTSD, yes, it is very debilitating. And I'm glad that they haven't contacted you. So that's given you space. That's that's enabled you to be able to work things through in your mind. And I feel like that is what is really important as well, for you to be able just to work it out, just to have some kind of like space as well. But CPTSD is an overstimulated nervous system. So really that's what you need to kind of be more looking at, is how to calm your nervous system. That's all that's providing a very safe and calm environment. That's all about understanding what your triggers are, what it is, because this can really help you to stop being triggered in the future, or if the narcissist decides to come back. So I'm glad that 2 months they have given you peace. I'm really pleased. But this is about working on yourself. Also, the right nutrients, sleep. This is also going to help to calm your nervous system down, because remember, an overstimulated one can bring on anxiety, depression, and the rest of it, you know. So um your adrenal fatigue as well. So there's a lot that's going on here. So this is all providing like this is about providing a calm, really nice like environment. Maybe you want to put some candles on, some nice music that you can listen to, and meditation will obviously like really really help as well. But if you can't meditate, then listen to the music in the background, because this really helps. um like calm and feeling, grounded. Grounding meditation, that's another good one. And sometimes if you're feeling, too overstimulated, your sensories are overstimulated, because this can happen with CPTSD sometimes. What I would say also is getting a weighted blanket, because that can really help as well to keep you feeling safe, because that's kind of like a weight around your body. So maybe something like that. I hope that helps. Deb says, is it true the more knowledge and awareness of the red flags, the easier it is to let go and know it's not you, but it's them? Yes, of course. Of course. If you can identify the behavior, then you're winning. You're absolutely winning, of course. So identifying the red flags, understanding what that is about, and why it's happening, what's going on. This is about awareness as well. This is all helping you to be able to, if you find that that person is being strange, that you can see like their behavior is very odd, then you can make that decision that is right for you. Ultimately, of course, knowing this is going to help you. And it's easier to let go of that person, because then you know that they are not for you. They are doing this because they want to manipulate. So it's very important. And a lot of this, my friends, a lot of these, understanding what red flags are is, what is it's all about education. You've had the practice. Now, obviously, like you're watching the videos, you're reading the blogs, you're trying to understand it. That's what it's about. It's about knowing exactly what that is, so that you are not, you're not fooled again. And sometimes, hello, Brett, thank you. And sometimes, you know what, we can doubt ourselves, but always, like I say to you always, guys, trust your intuition, trust your gut. This is all about connecting back to yourself, because this is how you build up trust within yourself. All right. This is about you learning to trust you, to be your own best friend, to understand you. Because if you guys don't understand yourselves, who else is out there is going to understand you? This is your responsibility. You have to learn about you, what is good for you. So then when someone crosses those boundaries and you identify those red flags, you're not going to be second guessing yourself, because that's not what this is about. This isn't about second guessing. This is about going forward, elevating, and elevating your mindset, and living the best possible life you can for you. Okay? Absolutely. Everything's okay said. Oh, he doesn't know about my exit plan. It's part of all the different things he's doing, including financial abuse. Bless you. Good that he doesn't know about your exit plan. Make sure that it stays that way. Make sure that you know. And obviously, like the certain people that you trust, make sure that they know that you're safe. Okay, because that is what is important. But yeah, he's doing, and financial abuse. Um, I hope that there is a way that you can separate your finances from him, but yeah, don't, make sure he never finds out about it. Levon says, I stopped antidepressants and mood stabilizers, but Xanax daily and anxiety is still too much. Oh, goodness. Okay. So this is about understanding where your trigger is. So obviously your anxiety is being like motivated from somewhere. It's coming from somewhere. So what I would say to you, Levon, is obviously like the medication, the Xanax is obviously helping you. I can't give you advice on your medication and whether you should take it or not. That's really something for you and perhaps your doctor to kind of look at. But if what I'm saying is about the anxiety, if it's still too much, trying to make it manageable is about trying to identifying where it's coming from, what the trigger is, what is making it stay there. Being able to remedy anxiety is, again, it's an overstimulated nervous system, so that your senses are overloaded. Nervous system is also working to its full capacity. So again, like I was saying before to the other community member, this is all about calming that down. That is all about, let's say, doing maybe even some physical activity, perhaps maybe going for a walk, meditation. If you can't do meditation, listen to some music, calm, very much calm. It's about creating a calm environment so that you don't. Basically, the reason why the calm environment really works is because you're not being, your sensory system is not being overloaded, and you feel safe in your environment. That's really what it's about. That's what's really going to help. So if you can journal, or maybe even watching kind of like a film or something, just to kind of like, you know change your mindset, change your environment, that all those things really help. Eric says, weighted blanket, like all the x-rays I've had, they gave me a weighted blanket each time. I've been in a ton of emergency rooms. Oh, bless you. I lost count. Yes, it's kind of like the same thing, but it's not, it hasn't got the lead in it. It's like just a really heavy blanket. And for those of you that find it really difficult to perhaps maybe get to sleep, or you're overthinking, sometimes the weight of the weighted blanket can help distract and stop that pattern of thinking, because your senses, they feel the weight. So that's why your sensory system seems to calm down. Apparently, it really works. It really does. It really helps. Like, for example, I can't fall asleep without like a blanket on me. I have to have one, even if I'm in a really hot country and really don't need one. Like, I need to have one because I can't sleep without it. See, it's really weird what we get used to, isn't it? Very strange. But yeah, that's me. But yeah, the weighted blankets really do help. Susanna says, it is narcissistic behavior if he introduced me to his family, um, but hid me on Instagram and replaced me with someone else with a higher social status and brags about her on Instagram. Yeah, that's, oh, Susanna, I bless you. That's nasty, isn't it? Um, yeah, that is rather narcissistic. And that's also about kind of like a trophy. That's what I'm kind of sensing. It's kind of like showing off, isn't it? It's a showing off. That's what it is. Obviously, you are someone that he has chosen to show his family, but this Instagram person probably seems cool on social media, but not someone necessarily that they're going to ever meet in person or even necessarily take to their parents. So again, yeah, why are you doing that? It's all ego. It's all ego-based behavior. So yeah, narcissistic. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Headshot 66 says, is narcissism seen as a mental health problem? Yeah, actually, it's a personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder. It comes under the cluster B classification in the DSM, the Diagnostic Statistics Manual. And that's like basically literally the Bible of every single mental health disorder that there is. So, yes, it is classified as a personality disorder. And a personality disorder is quite a debilitating disorder. It's called an axis one disorder. So they're put into two categories: axis one and axis two. So axis two would be things like anxiety, depression. Um, what else? And then obviously all the symptoms that come with it, like panic disorders, that's part of anxiety. Then you get the social anxiety, which again is part of anxiety, depression. Then you've got depressive disorders as well. Bipolar, I think, is also in axis two, depending on the severity of it. But axis one disorders are kind of things like personality disorder, schizophrenia, neurotypical disorders. Behavioral disorders, all of that is classified in axis one. So the more kind of like severe ones are the axis ones. So yeah, it is a mental health problem for sure. Thank you, Bruno. You said it in Polish. Bless you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. You're very sweet. Deb says, Anoushka, are you familiar with the Heather Graham film from 2000, Committed? It's quite a cool film, lots of layers. Do you know what? That does actually ring a bell, but it just doesn't. Do you know what, Deb? It just doesn't come to my mind. I'm going to look it up. I wonder if it's on Netflix or is it on Prime? I'll have a look. I'll have a look for it. What is the film about? What happens in it? I don't know. I think I have seen it, but I actually can't remember it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah, if you just let me know yeah, what it's about, that would be really good. Dina says the book The Gift of Fear by Gavin DeBaker is a great book learning about how their minds work. It's all about the gut feeling. Yeah, you're right. It is all about the gut feeling. And that's why I always say to you guys, always, that the remedy of all of this is connecting to yourself. Again, this is what I'm saying. You build up trust within yourself. So, absolutely, the gut feeling, okay, the gut, your intuition, your instinct, this is what you were born with. This is what you have to refine going forward in your life. Okay, you know this is how a lot of people used to live. The Asian civilizations, this is what they used to use. This is what they did. They used their gut to for them to be able to understand themselves, what's going to happen. This is how they were able to predict different things and be able to either protect themselves or make smart moves. So your intuition, your gut feeling, that's ultimately that is part of your sensory system. And this is where we need to refine that. This is where we need to connect back to ourselves. Okay, because we've been with these narcissists or we've been in these toxic relationships, do you see that they separate us from our gut, from our connection to ourselves? That's what they do, because they don't want us to have the gut feeling. They don't want us to discover who they are. But it's very important, okay, to do the opposite of that and connect back to yourself, because that ultimately is what is going to save your life. And that's how, and you're right, that is how our minds work. It does work on that. And it's really important that we refine this skill within us. It's our responsibility to do that. Guys, please do smash that like button. Please. Thank you so much. Bob, hello, my friend. Hi, Anoushka and Eric. Good to join you again. Going on 6 years. Brilliant. No contact. And still getting emails from her. Oh my God, but I delete them without opening them. Bless you, Bob. This is your strength. This is your testament. Okay. This is your testament to you. All right. This is how you 6 years, no contact. Like literally, hats off to you. Well done. Well done. And I do remember last year when you were on the live streams, I remember she was also still contacting you, emailing you. So I think it's something that is going to be ongoing. But the fact that you don't open these emails says a lot about you, honestly. And I think that's amazing. So yes, keep doing what you're doing. Don't open them. Do you remember? I think last year, I think you did actually open one of them and you were like, oh my God, what is this about? Yeah. So it's not going to, what I'm trying to say is it's not going to be anything like majorly important or anything like that. And also, you know what? It's been 6 years. It's been 6 years. You'd think that they would move on and go forward and just forget. But you see, my friends, they don't. They come back. They come back. In literally 98% of cases, they come back in some form or another. They do. And that is the most annoying thing. You see, this is it. This is part of the issue with them, is their attachment disorder. Okay, they can't attach to you in a healthy way, but they also can't detach from you in a healthy way. So how is anyone meant to have a relationship with these people? Whether it's a romantic relationship, whether it's in a family setting, whether it's a friendship, how are you meant to ever bond with these people? You can't. So those of you that are out there thinking, "Oh, I wish I if I shoulda, woulda, coulda done something different." No, just no. Because it doesn't matter what you would have said, what you would have done, the outcome would still have been the same. It's never going to work because they have interpersonal problems. They're not able to have a relationship in that way. Well, first of all, how can someone, right, someone not have empathy? Think about that just as an example. How can someone not have empathy? How can someone not understand how you are feeling? I mean, that is a human skill that I was going to say we are born with, but we're not born with. It's something that we have to kind of understand, something that we have to refine. So, actually, if this is not taught, if this is something that you are not aware of, then you will not have that. So, as you're seeing here, 6 years no contact and still getting emails. What could she possibly be emailing you about? And it's not that we want to know, Bob. We don't. Of course, we don't. You just got to keep deleting them without opening them. And this thank you for the smiley faces. This is how you deal with these people. I mean, it's literally like talking to the wall behind me. What is the point? You're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to get any closure. You're not going to get any answers. That is not happening. This is where you've just got to be smart in your mind and think, what am I doing this for? Like, seriously, this is what I always say. This is your life. You need to go forward doing things that suit you, that are good for you. Because if you're constantly going to be living for others, constantly going to be living like thinking, oh, if this is all right for this person, if that's all right for that person, stop. Just stop. That is not living. That's surviving because you're always worried about someone else. But you're not living your life. And where's it got you? Where's it got you so far? Okay, it's hurt you, hasn't it? So now this is the next chapter of your life. This is where you put yourself forward and you put yourself first. Okay, and you got to think, what is it that you like doing? What makes you you? Okay, that you got it's basically you've got to have these experiences. You've got to love you enough to be able to choose you. All right, does that mean that you're going to eat healthier? Because those of you that are eating takeaways, stop. Seriously, I know maybe you don't have time to cook, but you're cooking for you. You're doing this because you love you. Okay, what is your favorite food? What do you like cooking? Are you sleeping enough? Are you getting enough sleep, my friends? Because this again is also really important. It's not always a given for everyone to be able to get enough sleep. So this is something that you have to do for you. Does that make sense? You have to actively do certain activities that will help you to achieve your goals, your optimal health. Because remember, this isn't for free. Your health, you have to keep maintaining it. You have to be eating the right foods, get enough sleep. This thing about stressing, about getting anxiety, depression, I'm not saying that you can stop it from happening, but you can help yourself to not go down to those dark depths that maybe some of you have been. And that all starts about putting the energy, the attention, and the care on you. Thank you, Bob, for letting us know, and thank you for watching. It's really nice to hear from you. Meow says, marriage counselor said my ex was a sociopath. Until I found out narcissism online, and I really did get answers to all my questions. Yeah, I bet you did. But I bet that must have been a shock for you. Like, well, maybe it wasn't. Maybe you kind of had some idea and thought, yeah, is there something like something's not quite right? So that must have been a shock for you to learn that your ex is a sociopath. That must have been tough for you. Bless you. Christina says acupuncture helped me both process anxiety and cry it out. Surprisingly, I couldn't cry. I was stuck in my mind and my emotions. Oh, bless you, Christina. Yes, acupuncture. I really like, I'm such a fan of this. Like, I have had it done, and I've had like the cupping done as well. Um, I really would recommend acupuncture. You are right, Christina. Yes, this really does help, because they put the pins on the, like the pressure points and things like that. But this is a great kind of alternative therapy that can really help you to release the pressure, the anxiety, and whatever is going on for you. Like, it really helps in so many things, so many things. And anxiety, yes, is one of them. And I'm really glad that you were able to release, because crying is so therapeutic. It helps to release, doesn't it? Deb says it's a good funny film. Oh, okay. Soul Journey. All right. Okay. So Deb, yeah, I'll have a look for it over in the week, and I will have a look. But thank you so much for the recommendation. I'll definitely have a look if it's funny, and it's that I love funny films. But I also, I've got to say, I do like my horrors. But recently I haven't been watching them that much. I know I'm very strange when it comes to things like that. But my favorite ones, definitely, I like Harry Potter. I am such a big kid at heart, probably like those of you that haven't noticed this already. But I am. I do love like all the Harry Potters, and I do like also Fantastic Beasts as well, like all of this fantasy. What are your favorite films, my friends? What ones do you like? Romantic ones, horrors? Oh, the horror ones I do like. Do you know which ones I did really like? I didn't enjoy watching them, but I like watching them. It's the Annabelle series. Has anyone seen them? The Annabelle series? Oh my God, they're scary. So I kind of would either have a pillow over my face or the blanket, like literally up to here, because you know what was going to happen. Like, you knew what was happening. So yes. Oh, My Bloody Valentine. Yes, that's another one that's a good recommendation for a film. Yeah, 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 for sure, for sure. Oh my goodness. Joker's Muppet Masterclass. Your handle. Oh my God, your handle makes me laugh. Um, Hello everyone. On month 5 of walking away, blackout, blocked her out. Life is bloody fantastic. And I love the freedom. Judgment, go for it. You're stuck with them. Yes. Oh, this is great. So 5 months. You've smashed it, my friend. Like, you've done it. 5 months. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. You see, there's so many of us that can just like, we've literally walked away, haven't we? My friends, you've got no contact. This is it. For those of you that can, you have smashed it. This is absolutely great. And you realize every single one of you that has written on the comments, like, I've got no contact, like I've done this. It's like, yay. No one's regretted it. Have you? No one said, "Oh, you know what? Shouldn't have done that." Every single one of you, can you see that on the other side of that is happiness, is your peace? Okay, so yes, no contact is wonderful, and it might be something that you need to work towards. However, not everyone can go no contact. And for those of you that cannot go no contact, you need to start removing yourself emotionally. You can't keep giving this person so much information about you emotionally. You've got to take that back. You've got to be a little bit secretive, because this person's going to use it against you. You don't want someone to have all that information on you, do you, my friends? No, you've got to be smart. You got to be smart. And then eventually what will happen is you will go no contact. Okay, because that is the only way forward with these people. It's like what I said, what are you going to do? Start trying to talk to them, start trying to explain yourself. Has it ever worked? Have you ever got anywhere with these people? No. So this is what you got to remember. This is what is important. Carl Parker says currently in silent treatment in times 1 week. Question: stay silent, go no contact, or let her know I'm going reverse discard on her. Right. So Carl, I'm sorry that you're in silent treatment. I know it's like confusing, but you know what, my friend? You got choices. You got choices in this situation. First of all, I would say to you is, do not try and get in contact with her again. Reason why is this is done. So what she's doing is obviously manipulating the situation. So what you got to do is you've just got to stay silent. Do not reveal your moves. Do not reveal what you're going to be doing next. If she's gone silent, stay silent. That's what I would say, my friends, is stay silent. Do not reveal your next move. So if you, it's like what I was saying earlier, if you can go no contact, do it. Do it and do it. I think all of us would literally back you on this. But if you're ready to go no contact though, because I know that it's a personal thing. So if you're ready to do that, go for it. If not, that's also okay. But again, if you're in silent treatment, don't contact. She will get in contact with you because she'll be scared of losing you. And if you have decided to go no contact, and then she will get back in contact with you. That is when it's going to be harder. That's because you are going to have to reject her essentially. So that's going to be tough. It means that you're going to have to be strong within yourself. You know, I say this to a lot of my clients, and I've got a few clients that are at this stage. Okay. And I just wanted to say that it's not always easy to stay in no contact. Those of you that are like literally you've smashed no contact, like you've done it. Do you know what I mean? You've done it. But there are a few of you that are at different stages of this. And I know that it's not always easy to do that, to just kind of like literally, you're not ghosting someone, but you're stopping that contact with that person simply because you realize that it's not going to get you anywhere. And what it does do is it completely drains you. So you're always drained. You don't feel good. And you've also got to understand is that they are trying to communicate something to you. Like, so if they've gone silent on you, let them stay silent. And I know it's really hard to do that with someone who it goes against the grain of your nature, doesn't it? Because it's not something that you would normally do. You wouldn't just ignore someone. But the thing is, this person has shown you time and time again in one cycle or another, like literally this, it's not going to change. It's the same thing over and over. And also, you've got to consider what is this doing to your health, right? How are you feeling? Does it make you feel good? Does this person make you feel good? Are you happy? Do you know what I mean? Like, Carl, for you, my friend, are you happy? Did she make you feel good? The thing is, going no contact is going to help save you. You're going to get brain space. You can think about things. It might help with your anxiety. Maybe with the overthinking, maybe you got sleepless nights. I don't know, whatever it is. But having these people in your life becomes so stressful, doesn't it? Because you're constantly trying to work out what's going on. Are they going to be in a good mood today? You know, what's today going to bring? Are they going to be all right with me? Did like I said sorry? Is everything going to be okay? You're constantly trying to figure out what's going on with them. But what about you? You kind of like forget about yourself. That's not living. That isn't living, and you guys know that, don't you? That isn't living. How can you be happy trying to make someone else happy? That person should be making themselves happy. It's their responsibility and not treating you the way that they do. You're in a relationship, for goodness sake. How can someone go silent on you? Silent treatment. Seriously. That again, I can't fathom that. Why is someone just stopping talking? You see the things that they do is so manipulative, so nasty. Dina says, also do all the things they told you not to do, like watching your favorite show or movies. Yeah, or activities you love doing. Make sure you smile and laugh a lot too. Thank you, Dina. Absolutely. Make sure that you do your life. Make sure you do you. All right. You've done enough. You've done enough for this person. Now, this part of your life, this is where you're choosing yourself. Okay. And this is what you're going to do for you. Get to know you. What do you like to you are the most important, not them, you. And stop watching their social media. For those of you that are watching their social media, stop it, stop it. Don't do it. What's the point? I mean, you're not going to see anything new on there. And it's all a bunch of lies. We know what social media is like. Oh dear, where are we? Sorry, I'm going through all the comments, guys. Thank you for all of your questions. I really keep them coming. Keep the questions coming, my friends, and do hit that like button. Do hit that. We've got over 100 right now, so we've only got 76 likes. Come on, guys, smash the like button. For those of you that are watching, thank you for being here. Maybe not on the chat. Thank you for being here. But guys, just hit the like button. I really, really would appreciate it. This will help to get that information out there to someone. Absolutely. Where are we now? Christina's 10 months no contact, and I have forgotten her voice and her face. Good. Think that's my psyche protecting me. Most probably. And it's probably good that you don't remember anything about her, because why would you? Like, this is good. This is good. Christina, 10 months. You know what? 2 more months and it's going to be 1 year. It's going to be 1 year. You've done it. You've smashed it, my friend. Absolutely. KCFL missed the grooming phrase with employer, wound up in a spin cycle without even realizing it. Was let go Friday once he found out I was looking elsewhere. Relieved, yes, still clearing my head, heart suggestions. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is about work, isn't it? So wound up in a spin cycle without realizing it. Okay, look, this was never going to work out because no one can work in a toxic environment. Again, you're always looking over your shoulder, you're always second guessing yourself. And I feel like you've been caught up in this spin cycle without even realizing it. Now you can take your power back. And also, even whichever workplace this was, it's still going to look good on your CV, because when you're going to be applying for other roles, okay, because like, do you know what I mean? Like, you've got this experience. And if anyone asks why it didn't work out, well, you obviously don't mention the like narcissism, because they're going to be like, oh, where's the proof? So a lot of this is going to be about you saying that, yeah, there wasn't compatibility, and absolutely keep looking elsewhere, and your head and your heart. But that this is, again, overstimulation, of your nervous system. And also, I would say, stop if you are blaming yourself, or if there is any guilt or anything like that, whether you've done the right thing. I would say to you, right, this is your confirmation that you have done the right thing. I know how you're feeling. And this is why I'm saying that, because I also have been in like toxic environments. You wouldn't think it, because these were all like psychology based. Oh my God. So yeah, but it's still a thing. It's still a thing. So it does happen. It's not the work that was wrong. It's the person, you being compatible with that person. But like, who could be compatible with a narcissist or someone who is toxic? That's just not going to happen. So ultimately, what I'm saying to you, um, yeah, you do need to leave. You do need to leave, because there was no way that this was ever going to be able to work, and for you to grow, for you to perform like the best of you. Do you know what I mean? So, and that would have frustrated you as well, because you couldn't be yourself. That would also frustrate you. So obviously, like, finding a new role that's going to fit more to you. So I hope that's helped. Also, journal. That's what I would suggest to you. So I hope that helps. Deb says, I just read a good quote. Fearing the future doesn't change the future, but it changes us. No fear. Keep working on detachment from all narcissists. I love that, Deb. Thank you for sharing that with us. Thank you, my dear. That's really lovely. That's really lovely. Carl the Nush. Yes. Do you know, you were here last week. Yeah, that was my friend. That was my friend. Yeah, who calls me that. He's in Australia at the moment. So yeah, he was up. So he was on the live stream. That's my nick. He calls me that's the nickname. So yes. But you can call me that, that's fine. But Deb, that was a beautiful and absolutely lovely, lovely. Anyway, because you're fearing something that hasn't even happened. And just go, yeah. You can do this. Do you know, my friends, that anything is possible? Anything that you want in your life, that is possible. You know what stops you is this. This is what tells you no. So this is where you've got to go forward and go, yeah, I can do this. Because think about it, whatever happens, you are going to be able to cope with it. You're going to be able to get through it. And you know how I know? A lot of you, or most of you that are here, you're out of these situations with the narcissist, right? How hard was that? Okay. How difficult was that? And how many of you thought that, oh, I'm never going to be able to get through it? How many of you thought that you were going to be stuck in this scenario? And how many of you got out of it? Every single one of you. Every single one of you knew. And every single one of you is out. So that was one of the worst situations. You got yourselves out and you were able to stay out. So, my friends, you can do it. So, fear, I read another quote once and it said, FUCK, fear in the face. And I loved that. Obviously, I can't say it, but you know what I mean. I love that. Don't do it. Just do it. You can do it. You can do anything that you put your mind to. And I know that that is also true because obviously, like I've studied neuropsychology. I did like a huge, huge research project on neuropsychology. And I know that whatever you think, you become. You are that. Your thoughts, the way that you hold yourself, the way that you present yourself, this is who you become. And that's why, my friends, I'm like so big on neuropsychology and changing your mindset because I know it works. I know there's scientific proof. I'm not just saying it. It's not pseudo psychology. It is truth. It is. It is. This is how powerful our human mind is. You can achieve great things. You can make things happen. It's true. It is true. Oh my goodness, I am so behind on the chat. Sorry, my friends. I'm sorry. Those of you that are writing this, like, I'm sorry. Oh, KCF, you followed me from the beginning, have you? Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I know there's a few of you here that have actually followed me for a really, really long time. Like, so you obviously like you've seen the growth. You've seen, yeah, you've been on this journey with me. Oh, I've still got loads to come yet. Oh my goodness, I still have loads to come. Thank you, Christina. Yes, hit that like button. We're nearly up to 100. Like, oh my God, we're on 91 at the moment. So, guys, if you are new here and maybe you are watching, you're not on the chat, that's absolutely fine. But please do hit that like button so we can get all that information out there and help other people who might be in need. Okay, so Jack James, hello and welcome. Because she now has dementia and can't remember, it feels like checkmate at every turn. My sister refuses to attend therapy with me to work out if it's psychological torture. Jack, my friends, oh goodness. Okay. So, what I would say, which is isolating for me and my mother because she smacked them whilst babysitting and only forgiven by my sister after the intervention by me. I hit no one and my mother can't intervene for me. Right. Okay. So, what I would say, Jack, with your sister attending therapy, again, this is a personal choice. Okay. This is a personal choice. So, if she doesn't want to go, like, I'm sorry, but you can't force her. Don't do it. She's not ready. She's not ready to do that. Thank you for the likes, guys. Only two more to 100. She's obviously not ready to look at that, which is, it's fine. We've got to respect that. So I know this is a very difficult situation that you are in. But how about if you take the therapy for you and you do what is right for you? Think about you, and perhaps maybe if you feeling that this is something that you would like to discover or something that you would like to unpack. Thank you for the like, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. You are going to have to do this alone. And maybe it might be something that is actually good for you to do, like on your own. Maybe this is something that will help you. So, yeah, whilst it's not the ideal answer, whilst it isn't like what you probably wanted to know, but I just do feel like can't force people to go into therapy if they're not ready. And I feel like perhaps maybe this is the situation with your sister. I know it probably would have helped if she had come as well and you would have been able to kind of unpack this, but maybe it's something that she might do later on, like at a later stage or something like that. So don't give up hope. Maybe it's something that you could start the process and maybe talk about how it has helped you or how it has helped you to grow and to understand. So, yeah. I hope that helps. And I know that dementia is challenging. It's quite difficult to be able to kind of work with that and to kind of like be around that. I know because I used to work with dementia patients in the hospital in South London. So I do know how difficult those things are. But I think for you, it would be really helpful just starting this journey kind of like on your own. So I really hope that helps, Jack. Furrow 99 says, get rid of the crap that reminds you of them. Yeah, absolutely. Just get rid of it. Like, what are you holding on to, my friends? What is that about? No need to. Okay. DJ's Dean says, irrefusable, unbeatable, coercive control, misuse, and abuse of the legal system, manipulation. So much I stupidly checked myself into a psych ward these last 2 weeks and told it's hindering, not helping. Oh, bless you. They gaslit me so much to think that I was crazy and then going to try and prove that I'm not. Bless you, my friend. Bless you. Do you know what I would say to you is you've obviously had this kind of emotional trauma that has happened to you, and I'm really sorry, DJ Steen, that this has happened to you. I really am. Um, I don't know what to say. That must have been so scary as well to be like told that, and then you've gone in to try and get yourself some help, and then you're told something completely different. You're not crazy. This is what these people do. This is what they do. They discharged me after 12 days. I got out 2 days ago. Do you offer therapy or help? DJ's Den, yes, I do. I do offer help. Check in the description box below, or just go onto my website and send over an email. But obviously, I can't type the address now because I'm on the live. But it's in it's in the description box. So I do offer help and therapy. Yes, absolutely. We could talk about this more, but I do feel like this is so confusing, and you probably feel like you're in the twilight zone, but you're not. You're not. You're not crazy. You're not any of those things that these people have said to you. Okay, this is where you now have to override that. And I know that's not easy, but you have to override what they have said because it's not true. Okay, my friend, it's not true. Headshot 66 says, I heard that if a therapist discovers they are dealing with a narcissist, they end the session because all they do is lie. That probably is true. That probably is actually really true. Yes. Um, of course. If they discover they're dealing with a narcissist, then I think there are other avenues that they can take as professionals. I think they would refer them to different services or something like that. But then again, narcissists wouldn't attend. And there's a reason, or there's like as kind of like a reason why narcissists actually go to therapy. It's not to get better. It's obviously because it meets their need in some way. Do you know what I mean? So a narcissist will get something different out of a therapy session, and that necessarily isn't kind of like healing themselves. That isn't actually like so much to do so much about working it out, but it's yeah, I probably would say that they would get referred on to other services for sure. Yes. Annabelle says, I think most of us want them to come back because of our ego. And that's a really good point. It feels good to see a person that we loved so much begging for our attention. Yeah. Anna, this is a really good point that you're raising. Yes, I think a lot of us do want them to come back, but for the wrong reasons. Because it helps to kind of validate us that actually they do want us. They do miss us. And when you realize the game, it's not about feelings anymore. No, it's not. When you do realize what is going on, it's not about feelings. And it's all about your attention for them. That's what they want, is ultimately your attention. And I think it's a funny thing, our ego, even though we know that this person is no good for us, even though we know that this person has done this to us, I think we do. I think a lot of us do want them back. And yes, you're right. It is the ego, but this is where we've got to master that ego for it to not rule us, not to affect the way that we think. Journaling, having that conversation, for it not to be like our raw ego. Because when we do get stuck in our egos, look what happens to the narcissist. That's them. That's them. That person is stuck in their ego. And it doesn't do them any good. They don't live happy, fulfilling lives being stuck in the ego, do they? No. It's always challenging. It's always difficult. And look what they do, because they have no awareness of what's going on around them. So when we really think about it, this is about understanding and taming our ego. Journaling, becoming aware, and changing your mindset. This is what is really going to help to tame that ego. I hope that helps. Melanie says, thank you for sharing your knowledge, for going live. Oh, bless you, and helping us narcissist victims, supporting and watching your videos. Thank you, Mian, sorry. The lights, I can't see. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. And I'm glad that it's helped. Mark Lee says, we can be healthy, but the world isn't. Very true. Very, very true. Jack says, would you ever agree to treat a narcissist if they asked you to? Oh, that's a really good question. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. You know why? Because you give everyone a fair chance. But obviously, as we know, there's only so far that we will get to in this treatment process. And it's really how far the kind of the therapy would go. I wouldn't expect miracles. I really wouldn't. And I know that there is an ulterior motive of that person coming to therapy. So yes, I would, but it would only go so far. That was a great question, though. Thank you, Jack. Ian says, first time I met my solicitor after she accused me of domestic violence. She said at the end of the meeting that I've been had by a con artist, a woman who I had loved and cared a lot about for years. That hurts. I bet. I bet it did. Oh, bless you, Ian. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's been a journey for you, because I do remember, like, last year or end of last, or kind of like beginning of last year, you had kind of shared actually some of your story or some of your experience here on the live chat. And I do remember you were saying that this is what had happened to you, and that you were accused wrongly. And I'm really glad that in a way you got the justice that, obviously your solicitor had kind of like said, yeah, I recognize it, I see it. But yes, I bet that really hurt that she had said, yeah, you have been had by a con artist. You loved this woman. I know you loved her and cared about her, but this is what she did. This is who she is. And that's okay that you loved her, but now you can move forward and go forward in your life and know that you're going to be okay and it's going to be fine, that you haven't got her in your life anymore. That is what is important. Dennis says, I wonder if grooming is part of their typical MO, which I knew nothing about. Yeah, it is. You are specifically chosen as a person, that they choose this. Oh, thank you. Who's that? Has just become a member. Hold on, I need to go back to that. hold on, where is it? S- So behind. Oh no. Yeah, so what was it? What were we saying? Part of their, yes, the grooming. They pick you for a specific reason, simply because of your attributes, because of your energy, who you are, what you bring to the table, your love, your kindness, your compassion, your sympathy, all of those things. That's what they do. And they exploit that. And you are chosen for that. You are also trapped into this dynamic because this is, again, what they do. They trap you into this dynamic. And no, it's not fair. No one sees it. And I think a lot of us are very upset and angry at ourselves. And this is where it's so sad, is that we are angry at ourselves that we didn't see this earlier or we didn't see this sooner. But how could we? How could we? When you love someone, you don't think that this person is going to be doing this. So I think a lot of us do get upset with ourselves. But this is where we've got to forgive. And this is where we've got to learn to move forward and not be so harsh on ourselves. Like, it's okay. We didn't see it. We didn't know. But now we are doing, we are making the right moves going forward to be able to live a better life, to be able to heal ourselves and make the right choices going forward. Okay, that's what it's about. Not about staying stuck in the past and blaming ourselves and saying, "Oh, well, why didn't you see it? You should have known. You should have done this. You should have, would have, could have." But the thing is, if you're going to live your life like that, you're constantly going to be upset. You're constantly going to be not happy with yourself because what you're not doing is you're not accepting you. You've learned you're not in that situation anymore, are you? You're not in that relationship. You've seen past it and now you're going forward. That's what's important. So, yeah, they do groom. They do groom in most cases. Yeah, for sure. Oh, thank you for the hearts, guys. Thank you. Carl says she's my weird science project. Oh, God. Carl, just leave it. Honestly, just go no contact. Leave it. Bless you, my friend. Headshot 66 says, it's strange. I'm more clued up on this topic now. And now I see the narcissists everywhere. I know. This is a thing, my friends. Like, please don't think you're the only one. Like, I know I've spoken to so many people about this, and they're like, honestly, I can see that there are narcissists everywhere. And I'm like, you will. You will because you'll have awareness. You'll see it. You'll be able to identify that behavior. Yeah, this is the thing. This is exactly what happens. Yes, my friends. Yes. Meow says knowing and understanding the narcissist, the narcs loves, the sadistic joy of hurting others helped me. I could see it in them. Good. That's very true because they do. That is exactly what they do. Ian says you've got to remember it was a lie from the very beginning. Tough. It is to take. I know. You know what? I know. I know what you mean. Seeing it as a lie. And it's really hard to fathom because I think a lot of us, we fall in love with that person that we knew right at the beginning. You know, the one that was love bombing us, the one that put us on a pedestal, that one. That's what we fall in love with, that person. But they don't exist because they switch up, don't they? And that is the sad thing. That is the sad thing, my friends, is that they switch this up and they become someone completely different. And this really messes with our mind. It would with anybody's, because it's really strange because first impressions count, because how you get to know someone, that's your impression of that person. And then as you get to know them, you build on that. But the initial first impression is that's how you get to know that person. So when that person then switches and becomes someone different, that becomes really challenging for us actually, because it's really hard to change your mindset or your schema or the way that you understand that person. It causes brain fog and cognitive dissonance. It really does. But I think that's what we have to keep telling ourselves and keep understanding, that this person is not who we thought they are. Okay? That is what we've got to remember. They are not the person that we thought that they are. So you've got to remember that they are the person who they have shown you, not who you've idealized, not what their potential is, not who you want them to be, but who they are standing right in front of you, or who they were right at the end, because that says a lot. That says a lot. That's how you'll know. Eric says Anoushka has 4 lines of approach to return to health. Oh, Eric, you're so sweet. Number 1, you're absolutely right, Eric. This is exactly it. Diet, rest, exercise, connecting with the natural world. You are right. That's it. I don't always follow, but when I do, my life gets better. Oh, Eric, you're so sweet. Yes, that the 4 pillars, that is what I would say. Do that. Do it, and your life will become better. You'll feel good in yourself, for sure. For sure. I love that. Thank you so much for writing it in the comments. I need to make a post actually on social media. I think that's what I would do. I love that. Thank you. Right, where are we with the comments? Right, so Pre says, how do you stop the feeling of doing these things compulsively because the narcissist has really drilled it into you? Okay, so this is a great question. So Pre, what I would say to you is this. If you're aware of what you are doing compulsively, because this is all about awareness, my friend, all about awareness. Write down exactly what you are doing, the behaviors that you are doing compulsively. Write them down. Okay. So you've got them on black and white on paper. So you can see it. You have access to it. Okay, visually. And then when you are doing that behavior, recognize it. Create awareness for yourself. Recognize it that this is what you are doing. Okay. How is it helping you? What is it bringing to you? Is it making it any better for you? And that's where you have to become aware of what you are doing in order to be able to stop these compulsive behaviors or these actions that you are doing. Because even though the narcissist has drilled it into you, this is behavioral manipulation. You can also undo this as well. So it doesn't mean that you're going to be stuck doing these things. It just means that you need to become more aware of them and what they are so that when you're doing it, so it's kind of like when you catch yourself in the act, you can then pull yourself away and be able to modify your behavior. And this is what it's going to take a bit of time, but awareness is the key here. For sure, awareness is the key. So I really hope that helps. Mian says, can they truly realize a genuine love? The answer to that is no. They don't understand love the same way that me or you do. So it's very different for them. They don't actually understand it. They see it differently. It's very conditional. It's very much based on what you can do for them, not about reciprocal kind of love or it being kind of something where you feel that you can grow and elevate and they don't have your best interests at heart. So can they realize a genuine love? No, because they've never experienced it in their life, so they don't know what it looks like, and they don't know what it feels like, basically. Right, where are we? Okay. So I'm getting through the comments, my friends. I'm getting to you. I am getting there, guys. Brandon Lopez says, I think everyone has a little narcissist in them. Okay, so yes, in a way, yes. However, I think in that respect, you know what? I think in that respect, narcissism, I think a lot of when people say, oh, we all have a bit of narcissism in us, I think what they are trying to refer to there is our ego. Okay, because a narcissist has a very dysfunctional ego. Okay, so that's why it becomes very damaging, dysfunctional, disruptive, very painful, very hurtful to others. Okay, and yes, we all do have an ego, but it's about how we control it. How aware are we of our ego? So this is a lot to do that. So I think when people say, "Oh yeah, we all have like narcissism in us," I feel that they're talking about the ego and how we understand it. But yes, in a way, Brandon, that is a true statement. Yes. Deb says they choose you for resources and controllability, naivety. They choose you because you're too empathetic and let stuff slide. Yeah. Ultimately, yeah, it's because you're nice. You're a really nice person. But the thing is, we don't want you to change. We don't want you to change from being a nice person. You just got to put boundaries in place. That's all it is, my friends. You've just got to put boundaries in place. You do not allow anybody to walk all over you. We don't do that because they exploit it, don't they, my friends? They absolutely exploit it. Guys, I've just realized the time. Like, where is the time gone? So I'm going to be on for another 5 more minutes, my friends. If any of you have got any questions or there's anything that's on your mind, please add it to the chat. Please do put it on there. Um, yeah, I've had such a fun time with you guys. I really have. It's been great answering your questions, getting to know you guys better, and also seeing your. A lot of you are very regular on my live. Honestly, I honestly appreciate you being here. Doing so well, and I really, really, I'm so happy that you guys are doing really, really well. And those of you that are at the start of your journey, don't worry, we got you. We got you. We're all here together. We all. This is such an amazing community. I love it. Honestly, I love being here. I'll be back next Tuesday, my friends. Also, if there is a topic or there's something that you guys want me to talk about or expand on more on the lives, or maybe we want me to do a video on, please add it to the comments because I do check the comments, my friends. I do actually check the comments and I do read them. Maybe not every single one. So I do apologize because there's so many, but I do try to get to it. So, like, for example, I'll read the comments tomorrow morning. I'll have a cup of coffee and I'll be reading the comments of what you guys have written. So yeah, just get your suggestions into the comments, like what videos or what subjects and things like that will really help you. So that's something that, I want you guys to kind of let me know. Because I make these videos and obviously I make them for you guys. But if is there something that you want help with or something that is like on your minds and I can make a video on, please let me know. Oh, I love that one. LTTF. They piss in your pocket and tell you it's raining. I love it. That's so true. That is so, so true. Meow says narcissists know exactly what they are doing and they enjoy it. Yeah, because it's feeding their ego for sure. They do. They do. Sleepy. Okay, so Anoushka, with the political mess in the United States, every day I am seeing and feeling the massive amount of gaslighting that's going on. I keep getting triggered. Yes, my friend, I really do feel for you. I do I do understand that there is an absolute mess over there. Obviously, I don't know too much about the politics of all of this, but in terms of the gaslighting, please know that this is being done on like a mass scale, not just you personally. And I know that because maybe this is something that you have come out of quite recently, that this can be something that's triggering. But what I would say to you is perhaps maybe um number one, don't try and solve it. Don't think that this is going to be different. Like, it's not different anywhere. Every government is like this. And also maybe don't listen so much to the news of to what's going on, so that it doesn't happen like as a direct trigger to you. Try and kind of remove yourself from it a little bit. Do you know what, my friend? There's not much that you can do, that you're not going to be able to change the government or change what's going on. It's just about how you protect yourself, how you go forward in this. So really this is about how you protect yourself, how you put boundaries in place. What can you do that will stop you from becoming so triggered by this information, by what's going on? um and I know it's not easy, and I know everyone's kind of like talking about it, but maybe remove yourself from those communications, like all those conversations that are happening, because I also feel that can also bring on the triggering for you as well. So I really hope that helps. Thank you, Anoushka. I'm looking forward to meeting up with you on Patreon this much. Yeah, I've got new content coming onto Patreon. I'm going to like expand it. I've got new things coming onto my Patreon mentorship. Thank you for mentioning it. I used to be home, but Patreon is real work. Yeah, I've put a lot of like there's therapeutic resources over on Patreon. So there's lots of things to be kind of getting on with that. So if you would like to join, also please see in the description box. That's my mentorship as well. So if those of you maybe don't want to do therapy or something that you don't want to do, maybe one-to-ones, but the Patreon is like more about kind of worksheets and self-study going forward. That's what really helps. Marin says, I don't watch the news here in the US. No, I don't here in the UK either, because it's not any better here either. So yeah, I know. It's all really difficult what's going on. So this is about just, like really protecting yourselves and not allowing to be drawn into it so much. So what can you do? Like there's not much that actually you can do. And I know that we don't have control over who like our governments are and how it's led, even though they make us think that we do, but we don't. You know, they don't. So guys, I know that I didn't get through to all of the comments. You're very welcome, Deb. Um, Brandon says, please, my ADHD was hard to do for me. Please, my ADHD and waiting was hard to do. I bet it was. Yes, I'm sure that it was hard. So, guys, I'm just going to say thank you, KCF. I'm going to say thank you to all of you for being here. It was so nice to hang out with you guys. And I hope that the suggestions and the questions that you asked and things that I said, thank you, Carl, like, and Meow, I hope that they do help. And I was thinking like maybe we could do these Q&As once a month, perhaps, maybe, because I can see that they're quite popular and a lot of you have got questions. So next week I'm going to kind of do thank you, Ian. So next week I'm going to do like a topic that we're going to be talking about. So yeah, get your suggestions into the comments section. Those of you that are wanting a one-to-one, again, it's all in the description box if you have to contact me. Patreon also if you want a mentorship. Yes, and the journal club, all in the description box. And I'll be back tomorrow with a brand new video. I've got brand new content coming out all of this week. So new video, usual time. Guys, I wish you all the best. And it was really lovely to see you all, connect with you all. Absolutely, Deb. Do something for yourself, everyone. Do something for yourself this week. Have a great one. And I will see you next Tuesday, 9 p.m. GMT UK time. Have a lovely day for the rest of you and have a lovely week. And I will see you all next Tuesday. Goodbye. Bye-bye, everyone.